What up? What up? What up? Rec League Podcast, man. Episode 3. Episode 3. Episode 3. All up in your face. On today's episode, man, you can expect quite a bit. I'm going to get into some movie-related topics. I'm going to get into summer movie recap with my guy, Awesome Joe, of Awesome Joe's Awesome Movie Reviews. I'm going to bring on my dudes, Shy Holder and Orlando Penner, and we're going to talk, I'm going to let them talk about the upcoming college football season. And then I'm going to talk about one of my favorite albums over the past 365 days. And I ran a poll question on the Rec League Twitter page, at Rec League Pod. Give us a follow. And Mile 22 was directed by Peter Berg. And I just posed the question to you guys, what's your favorite Peter Berg movie? And Twitter allows 4 choices. Those choices were The Rundown, Friday Night Lights, Lone Survivor, Patriots Day. And nobody dropped a comment. I said comment your choice if it's unavailable. Lone Survivor won by a wide margin, man, 64%. Patriots Day got 18. The Rundown and Friday Night Lights both tied with 9. And man, before I break out on this intro, man, I just want to tell you guys, man, I appreciate all the views. I appreciate all the streams. Episode 1 and episode 2. The show is showing growth just after 2 episodes, because episode 2, I think, got combined more views on YouTube and streams, listens through Anchor and the distributing platforms than episode 1 did, man. So that is what is up, man. Hopefully we can keep going for episode 3. When I get back, YouTube almost see me flake out. When I get back, we gonna have Awesome Joe on here.
Now bank robbery, Jesse James game, we're walking through the process. You don't wanna be a hero, do not let that thought process. We will put a bullet where your thoughts get processed. And fuck shit straight like a perm or a process. It really money ain't the motherfucking object. We just like excitement, gunfight indictments. High speed chase through Manhattan in the night winds. Ooh, it's the thrill of the kill. Watch it kill Bill on the peel as a grip steering wheel. Cops could've had the boy jammed, I feel. But like Eddie Kane, I made it, I'm here.
Your party, run the jewels live at the garden.
Live from the garden. Live from the garden.
And we're back, guys. First, we're going to hit on some movies real quick. A couple movie topics, nothing too huge, man. Did you hear the Tom Cruise Green Lantern stuff?
Oh, yes, absolutely. I think that Tom Cruise is my most personal favorite movie actor of all time, and it really, really makes me huge excitement for having to see that he's going to be a great possible casting choice to be playing this Green Lantern character.
What I read is that Tom Cruise is the number 1 choice to play Hal Jordan, the same character that Ryan Reynolds was in the 2011 Green Lantern, but the story wants to kill off Hal Jordan, and Tom Cruise basically said, change that, keep him alive, and I'll sign on. Well, I feel like DC, as much critical and fan reaction as they've gotten, has been all over the place. Wonder Woman praised, practically everything else, not very highly reacted to. I think DC needs to focus on their universe. And if Tom Cruise doesn't want to roll with the script and service the universe, I think they need to go with option number 2. Like, we both big Tom Cruise fans. We both saw Mission Impossible a couple weeks ago. And I don't know who number 2 is. Mark Wahlberg, Nathan Fillion. I don't know who they have as their preferred choices. But if Tom Cruise isn't willing to roll with the story, and I just don't think they should cater to the actor. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Well, ever since he did an excellent job in the 2017's The Mummy, even though the movie was a complete piece of garbage, I feel that Tom Cruise is willing to go ahead and move forward to several different projects, which is, of course, having him to become part of the DCEU. And I think that he is an excellent choice to be playing the Green Lantern. And if he's not perfect for the role, Nathan Fillion has been in talk to play this character for years. And I think that Nathan Fillion, if he's willing to go ahead and step up to this character, I think that that would be a perfect choice as well.
Yeah. Okay. Danny Boyle was attached to the new James Bond movie, but I
did hear about that, and I really do feel like that could probably work. I mean, I think that we've been seeing already enough of the James Bond type of movies that we've seen throughout already over a decade with Daniel Craig, and I think that it's time that we go ahead and change things up a bit, start seeing a new, different type of angle and direction with the James Bond franchise. I mean, we've seen so many great and many different impersonations of this character and the story. But I think that it's time that we go ahead and shift things around to, get things a little bit more interesting and see what a different type of character James Bond has never been seen before on the big screen.
Yeah, a few days ago, Danny Boyle left the project, and that's what I was gonna say. Like, who do you think should replace him? I mean, I don't know. Like, everybody wants to go with the popular choices: Denis Villeneuve, Christopher Nolan. Man, they're not gonna do it. I just say bring back like Martin Campbell. Man, he has 2 epic James Bond movies under his belt already: GoldenEye, Casino Royale.
Yes. I really do think that it would be an excellent choice to having to get back some familiar faces into having to do a project such as this. But from the way I look at it is like, okay, say for example, we with the Star Wars series, we had J.J. Abrams who did the Force Awakens, and then we went to a different director who did the Last Jedi, and now we're going back to J.J. Abrams again. So most people are very fond of that idea, but then there are some others who didn't like it because of the fact that the Force Awakens was almost an exact replica of A New Hope. So from the way I look at it is that I would love to see Martin Scorsese come back to do another James Bond movie. But like I said before, I think that it would be great to having to see something different, something new for a change. If you ask me, well, I mean, for me, my personal favorite director of all time is what's his name? Tim Burton. I love Tim Burton. Tim Burton is an excellent director. I love his movies. Not recent ones, but, of course, ones back in the day, Batman, Beetlejuice, and so on and so forth. But, for me, I would have to go ahead and take a quick thinker as to how much, who would have to, take on the toll of directing another new James Bond movie.
Tim Burton, man. I ain't never pegged you as a Tim Burton guy. I mean, everybody that grew up the same time as us loves those Batman movies and Beetlejuice.
Oh, definitely.
I think that's it. Like I said, I didn't have that many news headlines or nothing. So summer movie season is practically over. It's officially over Labor Day weekend. For movie aficionados, everybody knows the first weekend in May starts the summer movie season traditionally, and Labor Day weekend officially ends the summer movie season. So just take a few minutes, man. Some of your favorites, some of your letdowns, and then whatever else that you might want to add, man.
Well, to be honest with you, this is actually my favorite topic that I would love to talk about with you today. Because, yes, of course, the summer movie season is my most personal favorite time throughout the whole entire year. Ever since from the first day that I can remember, it's pretty much my playoff season of the whole entire year. If I would have to say that, I'll go ahead and start off with the major disappointments to say that, well, for starters, the most recent, The Meg.
Man.
Really...
You tore into The Meg.
I was so into it. I don't know if you remember watching it on my video. It's just that, and for several other viewers, it's just that the way I look at it nowadays is that people are marketing these really great, excellent movies to make it seem like it's going to be such an awesome movie, to gain the audiences to come to the theater and watch this movie. But then when you watch the flick and you're done with it and you're ready to go, the movie ends up to being a terrible movie. And it just puts, me personally, in a difficult position of having to know that this movie was supposed to be great. You had these very high expectations, but then you get disappointed. So I felt like that with The Meg. The Meg was the most disappointing film for me throughout the whole entire summer. And I did like Ant-Man and the Wasp. It was okay. It was a little bit more of a lighter toll after the events that happened in Avengers: Infinity War.
Most definitely.
Yeah, and I would have to say, like, my most personal favorite, besides Avengers: Infinity War, of course, even though it had a very low ranking on Rotten Tomatoes, being at a 50%, I would have to say that Jurassic World: Fallen Kingdom was my most personal favorite. I loved it. I know critics and every other Jurassic Park fan did not like this movie, but for me, I really very much enjoyed it. I was at awe from the very beginning to the very end. It was a great summer blockbuster, and I'm very much looking forward to seeing what's going to happen if there is to be a next film within the franchise.
You saw that. You saw that post-credit scene, right?
I heard about the post-credit scene. I missed it. Something about the one of the pterodactyls flying over Las Vegas.
Yeah.
So I'm pretty much gonna have to catch that once it hits Blu-rays. So, but otherwise, you know what? I would have to say another disappointing film for me, even though it did have a very okay percentage on Rotten Tomatoes, being 70%. Solo: A Star Wars Story. I wasn't able to do a review off of this film, but I would have to say in minimal terms that this movie was not asked for, but yet it was an okay movie. But to being a Star Wars flick, I really don't see it as well as being part of the franchise, regardless of it being recasted, of not having Harrison Ford coming back. I love the interactions between Solo and Chewbacca and these characters within the movie, even though that they were very much okay with their performances throughout the film. I don't think that they're highly rememberable to even care about having to see these characters be returning, especially with the little spoiler at the end with a returning character that I very much admire so much enough to wanting to see again. But
I know what you're talking about.
But from the way I look at it, is I don't really think that the movie is going to be successful enough to seeing a continuation of that storyline before we see the actual character that we all know and love of Harrison Ford's Solo in A New Hope. But otherwise, from the way I look at it, is there's a lot of great summer flicks. You know, I'm going to go ahead and say that, yes, of course, Avengers: Infinity War, even though it was released at the ending of April, I believe that is the start, an excellent way to start the summer, the summer movies of this year. It's just so great. It's one of the best anticipated and exciting film that we've got to watch. It's very entertaining. It's very interesting. It's a movie that took 20 years. I'm at 10 years into the making, and it's leading us into a different direction as to seeing what this universe is going to be taking us towards, something that we've never seen before in cinematic history. So I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the fourth Avengers is going to be bringing us this upcoming May in 2019.
I think we all are. For me, I think, like, for the longest time, Avengers was scheduled that first weekend in May, and then they moved it up 1 week, so it definitely kicked off the season, and let alone summer. That's my favorite movie of the year so far. I liked Deadpool. I thought Ocean's 8 was good enough to try to reboot that series. Incredibles 2. I thought Tag was pretty fun. I really enjoyed Ant-Man. I thought Skyscraper was fine. And then Mission Impossible. I can't believe you didn't say Mission Impossible Fallout, dog.
Of course, Mission Impossible.
Oh, no. Your time is up, bro. I got the floor right now. I thought Christopher Robin was a real sweet movie. And then the past couple weeks have been... Some of my bigger disappointments were... just recently, man, like The Spy Who Dumped Me was a disappointment. The Happy Time Murders that just come out, these movies are good. Like, I didn't hate them. I don't want to say they're good. I just didn't hate them. I didn't think they were that funny or as funny as they should have been. And then, yeah, like I'm in the boat. Like, I didn't hate Jurassic Park, but I was let down by it. It was real cookie cutter, and that post-credit scene most definitely sets up a Jurassic World 3. And I feel like there was like one more thing that I wanted to say, and I'm blanking. I mean, so before we wrap up, any final thoughts?
Well, I just want to go ahead and say, Randy, you're an excellent movie critic, and I thank you very much for giving me the opportunity of having to speak with you today about all these great, excellent movies that came out this summer. And I'm very much looking forward to seeing what the fall has for us, upcoming flicks. And like, for example, I'm very much looking forward to Venom, and Venom is a character that most Marvel fans are very interested and excited for having to go and watch. And I am really very fond of having to seeing more of what this year has in tow for us. There's going to be many surprises, I believe, and there's probably going to be even some disappointments as well, as we would expect them to be. So, like I said before in my videos, is that not every movie is perfect. It's going to have its several flaws, and so I'm really hoping that there is a movie out there that is going to create a lot of enjoyment and excitement, and some very great times to having to go out to the movies and just having a great time. I love to talk about movies, and movies are a great thing that I love to personally do, especially having to be a movie critic myself, such as yourself. And but like I said again, thank you very much for the opportunity. You're awesome, and thank you very much for all the viewers having to watch this. You guys are awesome as well, and looking forward to doing another one of these videos with you, man.
Yeah, man. Before we cut it off, man, plug your YouTube page, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, Snapchat. Tell everybody where they can find you on social media real quick.
Absolutely. You can always find me on YouTube and on Facebook, and I'll also do several interactions of my movie viewings on Snapchat. You can always find me at Awesome Joe. I pretty much do my videos once or twice every week, pretty much on Fridays and weekends, so you guys can always catch me up on that, guys.
Cool, man. Whether you watching or listening, man, look for Awesome Joe on whatever social media, man. When we get back, I'm going to have my guys Shy Holder and Orlando Penner on here, and they're going to talk about some college football.
On it, scrub the grind on it, with no shame, give her time on it, roll a rind on it, do her thing. I ain't the type to trick, but she go hard for the call. Type to bust it open wide and have me close down the mall. We ain't gotta take it slow, she just hit the door, let it show, for the give and go, get it off the floor. Ooh, hey, shake it like you never ever got to shake it. If pussy poppin' was a college, she done graduated. She need a bowl for that ass just to celebrate it. A lot of clapping and a standing ovation when she.
And we're back, man. Like I told y'all, sports. And this is my last episode before the college football season gets underway, man. So I wanted to get some college football predictions. What teams may be good, what teams may be a letdown. General predictions that every expert does. And Heisman predictions. I got my dog, Orlando Penner, on with me via Skype. I told y'all earlier in the show that we was gonna get Shy Holder on, man, but we had technical difficulties. So a huge shout out to Shy, man. He was ready, he was down, and it was just, I can't even explain it honestly. But we gonna work that out down the road, man. So, dog, like I said,
we'll make it happen.
Talk about how you think your favorite team is gonna do. Even if you think your favorite team is gonna be sad this year, just go into expectations. Other teams you think is gonna be good, cause you know me, man. Like I watch Notre Dame, kind of fair weather as they say. I know Ohio State just went through some mess, and I know that Alabama is the defending champions. Other than that, I'm not really knowledgeable with college football, man. So take it away. This is your block.
Well, I mean, if you gonna go with Notre Dame, as you know, that's like I'm from Indiana. That's my squad. As of right now, man, they're looking like they're gonna win like 8-9 games. They got Michigan starting off week 1, September 1st, at home. Top 25 matchup, top 15 matchup. They rank number 12. Michigan ranked number 14. They look like they have an easy schedule. I mean, a manageable schedule to win like 10 games. They got Stanford at home, Virginia Tech on the road. They play Florida State, and they play USC at USC. they should win at least 9 games this year. If they don't, it's a disappointment. But as a Notre Dame fan, I'm accustomed to it. Second favorite team, I guess, we can just go with Alabama. Alabama is defending national champions. They got a little bit of a quarterback dilemma on who they're going to start. Everyone's saying Tua Tagovailoa is going to start. I bet you can't say that 3 times.
I can't say it once.
I'm telling you. Here at the sports books, they're over unders to win 11 games. So pretty much they're going to be in the college football playoffs. My top 4 teams in the college football playoffs are going to be Alabama, Clemson. They have the craziest defensive line coming back. Probably one of the best in college football history. Let me see. I'm gonna go with Penn State. Some telling me Penn State, go with Penn State.
Okay.
And then who else? So that's 1, 2, 3. One from the SEC. I guess I gotta go with Washington, man. I have to go with Washington from the Pac-12. So all roads are leaning towards them winning another Pac-12 title. Although I don't think that would be like the best. I don't think they have the athletes to compete with the big dogs in Ohio State, Clemson, etc. But for a Pac-12 team, they'll be okay. My Heisman is going to be Trace McSorley. He's a quarterback for Penn State. They lost Saquon Barkley to the draft last year, so there's a lot going. There's going to be a lot more pressure on him to come up. But he's money. He's money in the bank. He's a baller. He kind of reminds me of what's my guy's name for the old Bears quarterback. You remember with the glass eye or the messed up block?
No.
The 85 Bears. What's his name? Hold on.
Nah.
Hold on, bro. Hold on.
Bears quarterback with a glass eye, bro. You stumped me.
Jim McMahon. There you go.
That's the name that popped in my head too. I just wasn't sure of myself.
Yeah. So he reminds me of him. He's a gamer. He comes to play. Has like a Manziel-esque type of feel to him. But in big games, big moments, if you remember, he did win the Big Ten championship too. And got screwed. They put Ohio State in the college football playoffs instead. So they're gonna be ready to go. And then man, that's just about it. Week 1, you got Miami versus LSU. I got Miami. Who else is playing? They got Alabama versus Louisville. Washington versus Auburn, which is going to be a crazy game. So week 1 is going to be coming out strong. There's a lot going on, so I'm excited to see. I'm glad football's back. We're back, you know.
Yeah, hey, sports season, man. I'm gonna have you on a good, unlimited number of episodes, man. You Rec League family, man. You know you got an open invitation.
Of course. I appreciate that. I appreciate the invite, man.
Yep.
Now, well, what about you, though?
I mean, talking about college, man. I don't know nothing about college, but if we wrapping up this segment, you got social medias you want to plug where anybody can find you at?
Man, you know what, bro? We're working on some things right now, but you can give me my IG is at Mr_UAK, stands for you already know.
You already
know what time it is. Look, bro, you already know what time it is. So that's where you can find me at.
Same on Twitter, right?
I'm not gonna do no Snapchat. No. Yeah, I don't really mess with Twitter like that, so I can't really plug that.
Okay.
So I don't be doing too much on Twitter. So
no Snap, no public Facebook.
It, but you can't that shit out. Nah, I don't want y'all motherfuckers following me like that.
All right, well,
like
whether you on audio, whether you on YouTube, man, when I get back, I'm gonna just be talking about one of my favorite hip hop albums over the past year. So, thanks to O for dropping in, man. Huge shout out, huge apologies to my guy Shy Holder. Hopefully around college football playoff, man, we'll make it happen, man.
I'm food for thought, let them chew it apart. And they'd all crowd around me and my movement would start. And how you gon' hate me for being what God made me? It's not a game, I ain't saying it playfully. They relate to the joy and the pain in me, and seeing me make it be, watching a slave get free. Holler like Bilal in the tower. Hayya al-falah, Allah is the power. Give a voice to the dream and let it be seen. I admit it's obscene, but Dean recognized Dean. So it isn't pristine when I spit a 16. Clean words don't describe the that I...
Hey, we're back, man. Segment number 3. We about to wrap up episode 3 of the Rec League podcast. I hope you guys have had a good time listening. But as I said at the beginning of the show, one of my favorite albums over the past 365 days. That's Big Crit's 2-disc album, Forever Is a Mighty Long Time. It's got jams. Production is impeccable. Crit produced most of it. He got Manny Fresh on a couple tracks. DJ Khalil organized Noise, Super Mario, and features from T.I., Lloyd, Bun B, CeeLo, Sleepy Brown, Jill Scott, Bilal, Robert Glasper Jr. Crit got jams, man. Like if you listening on Anchor, if you watching on YouTube, then you heard me drop a little bit of 1999 earlier, and man, that track goes, man, because it's just a tribute to the Hot Boys. Back that ass up. Or was that a Juvenile track? I'll take that back, man. I'll take that back. That was a Juvenile track. But Confetti was the first single. Confetti goes hard. Big Bank with T.I. Subbenstein. Come and take a ride with me. Get up to come down. That's just the Big Crit side. The Justin Scott disc. Mixed Messages. Keep the Devil Off. Miss Georgia. Fornia. Is jams, man. The Justin Scott side is so soulful. If you a hip hop head and you don't listen to Big Crit, I have to ask why, man. It's just why don't you listen to Big Crit? And that too. I think I said it earlier in the video, earlier in the show, earlier this episode. Whether it's sports, whether it's movies, whether it's hip hop, drop a voice message, drop a comment. I will reply in the next episode to whatever questions, whatever comments. But keep that negativity away. Keep hate and keep negativity away from the show, because I'm not going to acknowledge all of that. And man, like, I don't want this segment to be that short, but I mean, that's really all it is. This is one of my favorite albums over the past couple years. Production is nice. This might be my favorite Big Crit album after Live from the Underground came out, after Cadillactica come out. I love those albums too, but I think this one is my favorite. It's like T.I. has a dope feature, UGK has a dope feature, Lloyd. Like, the features are dope, and they don't take away shine from Big Crit on his own joint. So I mean, that's it, man. I want to know, no matter what format or platform you listening to, I want to know what you think about this album. And for episode 4, all I can tell y'all right now, confirmed, is that we'll do NFL predictions, because the episode 4 will post on the first Monday night of the NFL season, but I will have previously recorded my predictions before that, and I don't know, depending on movie news, depending on if there's anything hip hop talk about. Hip hop next time, I might talk about one of my favorite mixtapes, one of my favorite EPs, one of my favorite albums I grew up on. You know what I mean? Anything is possible, man. So share the show, share the video, share on Anchor. If you on Spotify, Pocket Cast, Radio Public, hey, I appreciate all the traffic. Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. Find us on the social media, most definitely. YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, at Rec League Podcast. On Twitter, at Rec League Pod. It's all appreciated, man. Like I always say, me, myself, at Randy Little Reviews Movies, at Randy Little Raps on Facebook. At Everybody Loves Randy on Twitter, Randy Little on YouTube, at Randy_Little on Letterboxd and on Twitter, man. So that's it for episode 3, man. I hope y'all had a fun time watching and listening. Peace.